if we took this back to ancient Greece,
Wait, they would be considered a god.
We would be a god,
Absolutely.
right? People don't realize it, but when you're carrying around one of these devices, you're carrying around with you a supercomputer by any standards. And the reason why that's so important is not only that we can do faster games or be able to download YouTube videos quicker, but the kind of math and computing that these things are doing are actually in many ways simulating the human brain. And so this is where the neuroscience and the artificial intelligence really start to meet.
This is how you turn it on. This is your music.
Like a vision of the future, the original iPhone hit the marketplace in 2007 and changed the world.
And this is a call.
Quickly, smartphones became exponentially smarter, and today, they are the backbone of the high-tech revolution called the Internet of Things, allowing people to magically connect with almost everything in the world.
We are using these algorithms called artificial neural networks, and what these are really simulations of the brain.
Artificial neural network.
That's right. So a neural network just means that you've got a bunch of nodes that are connected, and then what you do is, in order to get that thing to perform the behavior you want it to, you got to change those connections. That's exactly like our brain. Our brain is made up of little cells and these dendritic connections, and as we learn and develop, those dendritic connections change, and that's how we learn to speak a language. That's how we learn to recognize a face. Well, the exact same underlying thing is going on in a cell phone when it's running its neural network and it's learning to recognize your voice, and it's learned to identify faces. And so phones with cameras can now identify objects. Maybe even more impressively, we are able to send our signal, when we talk to our phone, it will go to a server, a Google Cloud server, for example.
I see.
And the most powerful brain on the planet in some ways, because this is a super duper computer that's of staggering computational power, is listening to our when we're asking, tell me how to get to this restaurant. It's sending the signal over there, and it's running the state-of-the-art artificial neural network, deciding what's on there, what you've said, and sending that information back. So in some ways, we're carrying around two brains in our pocket.
So what we do here is we experiment and try to understand, how do humans perceive the world? So the virtual reality is all about vision, but this is actually all about smell. And so Alan Turing, the first computer scientist, he said, how do you teach a computer to understand something like what strawberries taste like? It's almost impossible. I mean, how do you explain strawberry? And so what we're doing is we're teaching a computer by example. And so we give it vanilla and lemon and strawberry, just like you would a human being, and say, can you understand what this is all about? And that's really magic.
In your view, how have they changed society? How has smartphones, really changed the way we
So obviously
interact?
There's the sense that we're always connected, right, to each other. And also, in a more profound way, we're connected to kind of all the information that's available in the world.
Yes.
And in addition, there's this underlying technology, this artificial intelligence, that's really latent. It's going on beneath the surface of the phone. And the idea that we can talk to machines and that they can understand what we're saying, this is a radically, amazingly new idea, something that people only dreamed of until maybe the past decade. And the fact that we're able to do this, I think it's easing us into the idea that machines are really much more a part of the fabric of our everyday lives. And so I think smartphones are really important in that sense, sociologically and psychologically.
It used to be that you'd say, open sesame, and now we say, hey Siri. And so this magic is really here in our hands now.
Let's try something. Do you have a cell phone on you?
I do.
I want to try a little open sesame with you.
Okay. Okay, there we go, locked.
All right, so now, there we go.
Yep,
Think of the first number.
okay.
Think of the third number. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 3, 4. I think it's 3. There's 2 left. Think of the whole password in your mind. I have 1 number left. I'm going to touch it. If that phone opens, I've read your mind.
I don't know how you did it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, very impressive, very impressive. I don't know how you did that.
I'm very fascinated with your work, actually.
Dr. Wasim Ashtar is another Florida Atlantic University professor who has taken the smartphone to new heights.
Okay, that's great.